This What I Eat in a Day is sponsored by Squarespace. I'll talk more about Squarespace later on in the video. Hello everyone, my name is Lisa and I'm a Viet vegan because I'm Vietnam vegan, and today is a what I eat in a day on a fairly busy day. I'm mostly doing computer work this day, so I'm not really doing a whole lot. It's the same every day. I basically stay home, clean my house, cook food, make dishes, wash them again, go on the computer. It's quarantine. Granted, this is not that different from like my normal day, even out of quarantine, but you know what? That's fine. So I'm starting off my day with some bruschetta savory oats. This is one of my favorite ways to use up leftover bruschetta. I use the one from Costco, and then I use some oats. Equal amount of oats to equal amount of bruschetta. I'm using rolled oats today, but I prefer using steel cut oats. I actually forgot how much I prefer steel cut oats because I was running out. So I used rolled oats today, and let me tell you, it's not as good as steel cut oats. I much prefer those. In addition to having my oatmeal, I also decided to have some coffee. It's not really a choice at this point. I kind of have to have coffee or some sort of caffeine every day. I recently got a gooseneck kettle. Very excited about it. It looks really pretentious, but I got the one from Bodum while it was on sale. So it was only like $50 instead of like the $100-something of the more pretentious looking ones that I've seen that are also matte black and beautiful. You know which ones I'm talking about, coffee aficionados. So I made my usual pour over coffee, my little coffee routine. I recently bought a French press. So once I run out of these Chemex filters, which one of you sent to me because I mentioned in stories that I was running out, and one of you mailed some to me. It was awesome. So thank you, Harrison, again, for mailing me these Chemex filters. You were saving my coffee. Since I can't really rely on people to send me Chemex filters if I can't find them, I decided to get a French press because it actually uses less waste overall anyway. And if you watch James Hoffmann, you'll also have seen that infusion brew style is superior to pour over, at least for flavor, if you're bad, which is what I am. I've been using this Silk half and half, which is half oat, half coconut, or I don't know if it's half and half, but it's got coconut and oat milk in it. But I think I prefer the regular creamer that is soy based. I think I just like the sweetness of it, although I really like how creamy this is without any sugar or any of that kind of stuff. I don't know. This is the end result of the oatmeal. Again, I much prefer steel cut oats. I find that like the rolled oats now are just way too soft for my preference now that I've had the quick cooking steel cut oats. I had my breakfast, went on the computer, worked for a couple hours, and then I was hungry again. So I made some banh mi. I've been getting this banh mi from the Asian market, and good Vietnamese banh mi is so good. So crispy, so airy. Although I did buy baguette trays so that I could bake them myself, but I toasted the bun, for a little toasty. Eddie's was on the left. So I spread on some vegan mayo on there, and then I added some of the vegan pate mixture on top, and then I added some of the sliced seitan roast with cilantro and my pickled daikon and carrots. If you want the recipe for the pickles, I will link them down below. I also have like a pretty oldish video. Actually, it's not that old. I think it was from last year, isn't it? I don't know. What is time? Sweet and sour pickles just add so much like color and flavor. Then I added some cucumbers on top, for freshness, for deliciousness. Normally I would cut them into strips, but I was being too lazy here, so I just cut them into rounds, and it was fine. Makes it a little bit difficult to eat, but you know what? It's fine. It was a delicious sandwich. It was packed full of freshness, full of savoriness, and got me through until dinner. Okay, so I'm at my desk doing many editing things, including editing the photos for the banh mi that you saw me eat earlier. So I'm gonna have a little snackle, the crunchy mushroom chips with water. Yum. Oh no. This is what's left of my Lunar New Year stuff, but it's a little dry, but still very good. Yum! Before we get back to the cooking, let me tell you about today's sponsor, Squarespace. I used Squarespace to build my wedding website a couple years back, and it was so easy. I built it in less than 2 hours to create a simple and sleek website to collect RSVPs, share engagement photos, and share info about our venue. If you're looking to build a website for your business, your food blog, or to share your portfolio, Squarespace has so many beautiful templates for you to choose from that are always mobile friendly, never require updates or patches, and are easy to use. You can buy your domain directly from Squarespace, build your mailing list, and use their SEO tools and analytics to inform your strategy. So get started today by going to squarespace.com/VietVegan and use code VietVegan to get 10% off your first order. And then for more snack time, I had some Bad Monkey popcorn. This is the nacho cheese flavor, all vegan, of course, but I got it from well.ca because the Bad Monkey website only sells the small bags, but I wanted the big boy bags. And then after my work day, I decided to do some movement, some yoga, and I'm still doing the Yoga with Adrienne breath series. I'm like super behind, but I think I was on like day 16 and it was like just breathing. And it's like, okay, well, breathing is important, but I decided that I wanted more movement. So I stopped about like 20 minutes through that breathing one, and then I started doing the next day, but then I was already tired, so I only did about 15 minutes of it. But then you know what? I moved my body and I showed up, so that counts. Then for dinner, I'm having some sort of improvised curry. I don't really know what I was doing. I think I was using up some of the old green onion and just trying to like use some stuff in my fridge. I wanted to use the tofu puffs and some coconut milk and the last of this bok choy. I decided to make like some sort of like dippable curry, kind of like gariga, which is like a Vietnamese style curry that you dip your banh mi bread in, and it is super, super good. And I had 2 loaves of banh mi bread left that I wanted to use. So I made this with some bok choy, tofu puffs, coconut milk, and I used red Thai curry paste. Normally I would just use spices. I think my mom used to use like a block, but I haven't been able to find like a vegan friendly curry block that is Vietnamese. So the Thai one is the one that I'm using. I like to chop up my tofu puffs because I find that it absorbs more flavor that way, but you can just leave them whole if you want to. They'll just be more like coated on the outside with no thing on the inside. So to start, I heated up some coconut milk and the Thai curry paste to sort of like break it down and separate the coconut oil from the coconut liquid a little bit. I just like doing that because instead of adding more oil, you just use the coconut milk that I'm going to use anyway. So I like to loosen up and mix up the Thai curry paste. If you have watched any video on my channel before, you'll know that I'm a big fan of Thai red curry paste. I use it like all the time. Really affordable, just adds so much flavor and is really tasty. To this mixture, I added some crushed garlic because Eddie and I love garlic, probably a little too much. So this is about like 3 or 4 cloves. So I added some of the whites of the green onion for the, you know, aromatic flavor. If I weren't lazy, I would have also added some ginger, but I was lazy. Then I added the bok choy, although in retrospect, I probably would have added the coconut milk and the water, let that come up to heat, then added the bok choy. But you know what? We're here now. It's fine. Once that comes up to heat a little bit longer, add in the tofu puffs. I like to like smush them into the broth so that they like soak up the broth. Plus the longer it cooks, the more the oil and the coconut milk will sort of separate and you'll have this like really nice creamy broth, but then like a nice richness and infused flavor on top. So I cook this until the bok choy is tender and the broth looks the way that I like it to. Give it a taste. I like to add a little bit more flavor with mushroom broth powder. It is a very common Vietnamese ingredient that is a staple. It's very tasty, very umami. It's a good time. And then before I forgot, I added some of the chopped tops of the green onion for more color, more flavor, more deliciousness. That's the stew. I don't know. It's just whatever. So I like to dunk my toasted banh mi bread in there and it is so good. You can also use noodles or rice here, but just dunking bread and having that crispy, airy crumb and then dunking in this like hot, spicy stew. Oh, it is a good time. Then for dessert, we decided to finish off our jar of homemade applesauce. I recently got a bunch of apples and I just turned them into applesauce for deliciousness. And then the last little snackle of the night is this candy that Eddie found at the grocery store, I think. I don't even remember where we got it. They're like big gumdrops, basically. These ones are vegan friendly. Not all of them are, but it was pretty good. They're like pretty like old school candies. And Eddie said that I could have some as long as I ate some of the licorice ones, which I have no problem with. And that was my day of eating. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you are all staying home, staying safe, and are, you know, keeping content during these times. If you want to watch other What I Eat in a Day videos, I basically eat different things every single day. I'm very bad at eating the same thing all the time, but I feel like that makes my What I Eat in a Day videos a little bit more interesting because you're probably never going to see the same thing twice. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a like. I hope you're having a swell day. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have a delicious day and a swell day.